They call me King Corduroy, the cosmic troubadour of Southern soul, and my time in the Music City spotlight starts now. Oh man, well, I'd take some Leon Russell and I'd toss in some Dr. John, but the lyrical content in particular, and even grooves of Randy Newman, you know, Townes Van Zandt, like for me also kind of set the bar lyrically. And yeah, man, I love Van the Man, Van Morrison, like, you know, I love Blue Eyed Soul, and yeah, man, 1972, Shuggie Otis was what we were listening to. Inspiration, information, and it's classified the way he described it on the album as world psychedelic California soul. Well, my stew is cosmic Southern soul. I don't reckon I have. I mean, what are, you know, the idea of maybe like scatting in music, I reckon. So yeah, I got this song, Chase Your Dreams. The turnaround, like the vocal phrasing melody is skip-la-da-ba-dee-da, na-ma-nee-na, skip-la-da-da. Yeah, that's, you know, that ain't a language. That's the language of soul right there. I played Bonnaroo. I wasn't supposed to be there. It's not written down on paper, but it did happen. A day in the life of the beard. Well, everybody always asks me about my beard, and they say that they, you know, oh, I wish I could grow a beard like yours. Well, all it takes is patience, and that's what it requires. And so that's the key, is like, I always did different facial hair things, and I was living in Austin. I had this thing that was like kind of out there. I had like these big chops, and then like a goatee thing down that like came way too low. Like, you know, I wouldn't sport it again, but it was a thing. That was, you know, it was a phase I had. Well, I had a journey to make, and I was trying to look, you know, a little more inconspicuous. So I took all that off, and then I looked in the mirror, and I hated it. Because I'd had a beard for so long. I was like, who is this guy? And that day I vowed to never shave again. And that's where I find you right now. And that's about like 13 years ago, probably. More, maybe 14 years ago. And my routine is I just treat it like the hair on my head. You know, I wash it and I condition it, and I brush it. Leon, yeah. Back to the shoals. You know, I try to have a consistent theme behind my message, which is about, you know, just the power of positivity, synchronicities, following the universe, always looking at things as though everything was meant to happen, and then it will lead you where you're supposed to be. So that's like an underlying message in all my songs, and this song, Brighter Days, is about that. I talk about medicine, which to me is like words are power. So words can be medicine. It doesn't have to be something that's, you know, tangible and consumed. You consume it, you know, in the cosmos. You know, it's soulful and it's funky, and, you know, and it's got all the elements of music that I've listened to that have influenced me, and all the elements come from different Southern places where studios existed, you know, and they had their own sound for sure, you know, and that Muscle Shoals sound is one of the things that inspired me. The Queen of New Orleans, because this should be a movie, it's already a book, but I was listening to NPR, I love NPR, and I heard an author on NPR that was promoting a book called The Last Madam, and that is about Norma Wallace, and she is said to have invented the lap dance in New Orleans, on Conti Street is where her brothel was, and it's an incredible story because she catered to, you know, nefarious characters, you know, to the gangsters and such, but also politicians. So she had her ear to the ground, and she knew what was going on, but she also, so she knew what was going on and she could use it to benefit herself. So she became like above the law. And then she helped the FBI capture Alvin Creepy Karpis in 1936. I'm sure you've heard of Alvin. But he was locked up in Alcatraz with Al Capone. So he's that era of gangsters. But it said when she helped President Hoover capture him, because she knew where he was, because he was hanging out in the brothel and he thought he was safe. You know, that's what made her above the law. But then even being above the law and being so rich and being able to, you know, I call her a tycoon of teas. That's one of the lyrics in the song, you know, but she's making money off presenting love to people, but she never could find love for herself. She had 5 husbands and she wound up committing suicide at the end of her life. But yeah, it's like pretty incredible story. It should definitely be a movie. My buddy Boo Ray. If you haven't interviewed Boo Ray yet, you should interview Boo Ray. He's had success in his career, but he is a character, you know. And we co-write together and we played some bills together and whatnot. But you will not be sorry. He will. Yeah, man. He's a you know. Some people aren't fully formed artists. They just have good music, you know. And yeah, he's fully formed, you know. Yeah, he's a troubadour. King Corduroy here, the cosmic troubadour of Southern soul. I had a blast in the Music City Spotlight. It's a vibe, groovy, warm and inviting, and I can't wait to come back again and for y'all to see this whole hang. Take care now.